All right, guys, this is a big one. I've been doing a lot of artist brand audits recently, and I thought, what a better way than to audit one of my students, Caroline. She went from 986 followers to 10,000 followers in about 6 months. And I want to really showcase and go into depth as to why, what process she went through, and what really made the difference for her versus someone else that's done the same thing in the same amount of time with no results. All right. First things first is that she identified her brand messaging. She understood who she was really speaking to in her content. She knows who they are, what they do, and they feel seen when she posts a video. Rather than you trying to post a video to show everybody in the world your art, she's just isolating a certain amount of people, a subset of people that actually will resonate with things she's saying, actually will understand her on a deeper level. Second thing was she didn't give up when life got in the way. She went through a few different phases in life where it was kind of throwing haymakers at her, and she kept going. She kept pushing through, and that shined through her content. If you're showing up every day when you're perfect, no one's going to really relate to that. No one's always perfect. If you can show up a little bit distraught, maybe a little stressed, I mean, sure, you can show up happy, but most likely people are going to resonate more when you're going through it. And maybe you're showing up when, life's giving it to you. Next thing was that she built confidence as showing up as herself online. It takes a lot of courage to really show up as yourself online. Most of us just want to, like I said, show up as the best version of ourselves. But some days aren't just like that. A lot of the times we want to hold up masks because of different shadows that we carry. And she didn't do that. I wrote down here a studio full of empty canvases, and 150 posts later, 10.4K or 10.3K followers by the time I'm recording this, which is absolutely crazy. So she embodied who she was becoming, and it really shows in the content that she was making when she started with me. But who is this video really for? We'll go into that. If you're talented and tired of being invisible online, this one is for you, because I felt the same way for like 10 years. Posted content relentlessly. And I'll go into more depth about who I really like, my story and what I've gone through. But yeah, if you're talented, I was talented. I literally thought my account was shadow banned for the longest time. Second thing is, if you're posting consistently and no one's buying or connecting to your work, this one's for you. If you're tired of chasing algorithms, because I hate chasing an algorithm, I like to know what it likes, but I'm not trying to make art to appease or fuel an algorithm. I want to make content that feels most like me. If you're done with the quick fixes and growth hacks and growth templates and all these bullshit things and ready to actually be known as a leader in your space, this one is for you. On the flip side, who is this not for? This is not for the person that's afraid of being on camera, not for the person that's afraid of showing up as themselves right here on camera. This is not for the person that's satisfied with posting consistently and seeing no upside. This is if you're comfortable chasing algorithms instead of building a name, this isn't for you, like I said before. And also, if you're okay with where your business is at, obviously this isn't for you, because then you're not really going to take much from this. And I'm speaking to a specific subset of people right here. There's not very many people that are so dedicated to their art and so dedicated to their content that they're willing to sit through a video like this. It takes a certain type of person to really want this. And I'm speaking to you. All right. So now here's the truth. There's no, you don't need to go viral, and you don't need to have the most dialed content schedule in order for this to work. Views really don't mean anything anymore. Sure, good. A lot of views is good sometimes. But if the viewer doesn't really emotionally connect in some way with your post or your content, you didn't really catch them. You didn't get a follow. You didn't get a friend. You didn't grow your community. So if you're not evoking emotion within your content, you're not really going to be capturing anyone's attention or understanding how to get people to really see your art and see your business. Under here, I have a few examples of videos that, viral hooks that you can use, or all these different viral videos have the same exact hook. And yes, viral videos have their place. But if all your videos are trying to go viral, they most likely just won't, because you're going to be trying too hard to make it work. Usually it's the videos that you never intend to go viral that actually go crazy. And a content schedule will not work if you can't stay consistent. And I'm going to say that up front. If you can't stay consistent, none of this is going to work. And that's just simple. I can't post the content for you. And, no content schedule is going to save you from not being able to show up for yourself and see the highest leverage thing you can do for your business. All right. I personally know tons of people with large personal brands that just don't make a single dollar with their audience. And it's kind of sad. But at the same time, maybe they just want views. Maybe they just want recognition. It's not all about money, but it is kind of weird when someone has 250,000 followers and they don't make a single dollar because they're just chasing views and virality and no one's really connecting on a deeper level with them. Also, most content coaches, like you see here, are really just trying to teach you volume and virality. And they know nothing about your art. They know nothing about how these trends and how these different formats and hooks are going to like mesh well with a person trying to connect with an artist. So I'm not trying to push extreme amount of volume. Yes, daily posting is the most ideal thing, maybe twice a day if you can, but that's not where we start. We start and build the threshold up over time to get to that point, but I'll go into that. Don't worry, you don't need to post like an influencer either for this to work, because influencer posting doesn't work at all. And it makes for a really hard brand to grow, and it makes people think that you're greedy and want brand deals all the time, which is fine. But brand deals are cool. But posting like an influencer, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Also, there's no such thing as a plug and play hook template that will make your content feel authentic to you. It'll make people maybe see your video, but then they're immediately going to be like, oh, scroll. You know, a viral hook template isn't going to fit inside of the process of your art. A viral hook template isn't going to be the thing that brings people closer to who you are, because maybe you like Dr. Pepper Zero, whatever. They're not going to understand those small inconsistencies, or not inconsistencies, the small nuances about you if you're just following a hook template. They will never fit into that. Content hustle culture is real and it causes extreme burnout. And I've joined many programs that's happened to me. And I don't want it to happen to you, because it's not fun to feel like, oh, bro, if you're not posting 15 to 20 stories per day, you're not doing it right. If you're not posting 2 or 3 YouTube videos a week and you're not posting 2 to 3 times a day, what are you even doing with your day? No, that's the worst way to think about it, because you'll burn out and then you'll never post another video in your entire life. Then what do you know? You burn the bridge. Content isn't supposed to be really hard. It's supposed, or even a burden. And it's never supposed to take all day either. Sometimes it takes me 5 minutes, and I should spend a little bit more time sometimes, but it should take like 30 minutes to an hour if you're really, really going for it. 30 minutes is plenty of time to pump out a video of you talking about the thing that you love to do, or just saying something funny on your story. It shouldn't take that long to build trust and community inside of your audience. We need systems to integrate your content into your daily life, and systems are going to be the things that save you, so that you don't have to think about all the different variables and all the different ideas that you have without taking action on them. All right. And if you want this person to be you, to where you don't feel anxious about content, you feel like it's free flowing and it's not something that you have to really focus on, it kind of just integrates right into your life seamlessly. We're going to post content without running out of ideas. We're going to, how I really built the brand of 60,000 plus on Instagram while being true to myself. Build a brand that people actually can connect with, and how to stay consistent without making your entire life about content. As much as I love content, I don't want it to be my entire life. I have a bunch of different things to worry about. All right. And in case you don't know me, I'll just do a little brief backstory on who I am. So my name's Joey, if you're not familiar by now. I spent 10 years posting without any real progress. Over here is a screenshot of my page back probably in like 2018 or something. And I had that same 1,000 followers for like 8 years. I was posting for 10 years, had the same 1,000 followers for about 8. It took me about 2 years to get 1,000. Then it just stalled out. I was posting 3 or 4 times a week and not seeing any progress. I was in school to be an animator at Pixar, or I was hoping to be. That was my dream. It's literally in like some of my like password questions, like dream job still, animator. And like I haven't animated a single thing in a couple of years now. I went all into my content back in 2024 and started posting daily, because I was tired of my friends saying like, yo, man, I love your art. I love your videos. Where's it been? Where's it all at? And I was getting anxious and being like, dude, am I living up to my potential? And is there things that are lacking in my process? Am I letting other things get in the way? And I sure was. I sure was getting things in my way. And what that really taught me was, once I posted every single day, that in 3 months, I can make a significant change in my life just from being consistent. I have had, at that point, I had about 7,000 followers 3 months into 2024. And I finally flipped the switch in my brain to think, oh my God, I know how to market now. I know how to actually present myself online authentically and share my journey without it feeling like forced, you know? So over time, now I have about 67,000 followers. A couple different platforms has different followers, but yeah, I've built a business coaching in the last 2.5 years, and it's been something that I've really found to be impactful in my life, and it's given me great purpose. But I thought I was shadow banned for years, dude. Like for years, I thought I needed to make a brand new account. I was literally buying Meta ads to promote my first, like right when Meta ads came out. I think it may have been 2020, like 2018, 2019. I was purchasing with my own real hard-earned cash from my server job ad creatives for my really, really bad art, like sketchbook art. And I didn't even have anything to sell, but I was putting 30, 40, $100 on a video and being like, yeah, I get views. But what did that lead to? Nothing. It had nothing. It led to nothing. So just so you know, paid ads are not really great for art, but we can go into that in a little bit. So then I built the best protocol for anyone wanting to build a following and connect people further to their content. I realized that I was able to actually make a difference and help artists market. I realized that there was no content coaches or personal brand coaches for artists specifically. Felt like it was a pretty desolate thing about 2.5 years ago. There might be a few now, but beforehand, it was just a bunch of business coaches. All right, so then I made the identity first approach. It's my method I built through my own trial and error by showing up inauthentic over and over and over in my content, expecting things to change for myself. And now I've decided to break it all down for you in this video. Fun fact, you can be really, really, really inconsistent in the wrong direction, or you can be really, really consistent in the wrong direction. And it doesn't matter how many times you try, you're not making any progress because you can't see the inconsistencies. You can't see yourself 30,000 feet up in the air. So in the next few minutes, I'm going to go over my process A to Z for what I did for myself and my clients to accomplish these results. So you can too use the identity first approach and build a personal brand and art business that aligns most to you. All right, start from the top. The identity first approach. There's 3 different steps, and the first one is the maker's mindset. This one will create a strong mindset and not tie your self-worth to your views. It won't make you feel like likes are super important. It won't make you feel like the follows are important. You will just be obsessed with the inputs that you're actually making towards a better future. Building a proper foundation to expand what you are actually capable of. And what I like to do with my students is do this thing called the 5-4-5 method, where I have them reiterate their goals daily and I am, I will, and I intend statements to really reprogram themselves into the identity they're becoming, the visionary. The visibility engine. Implementing best practices for content, learning how to connect the ideal customer with your work without it feeling forced. No one wants to be force-fed your art. Promise you that. And there's a lot of people, if they've been force-fed enough times by your art, they will feel a little bit hesitant towards it because they'll feel like all you want them to do is to buy their art or not be your friend. So if you can connect on different levels, like I said before, Coke Zero, or Diet Dr. Pepper, whatever it is, people will start to grow towards you if you can explain who you really are in your content, if you're comfortable enough to take down that mask. Brand amplifier is the last one. Understanding how to reach more people and build a healthy relationship with your art business alongside your growing brand already, because at that point, it's going to be a couple months down the road. It'll also have to do with generating your own momentum and building upon the actual momentum you've gained through the first couple of phases here. Now, let me show you how each phase will allow you to step into your identity as an artist and build your brand and business without affecting your artwork, because you don't want content to take all day and leave you no time for your artwork. Maker's mindset. First one, getting out of your own head. That's the hardest thing to do. Sometimes it's like the actual biggest boundary for people, and they see the most growth right here. Eliminating your self-doubt. This is where we completely unwire the shadows that you've developed over time, thinking that you can't take up space. Forming a positive relationship with social media for the first time. Actually optimizing for no burnout, to where you're not posting every single day like you think you need to up front. Tracking your daily wins to build confidence and eliminating this shadow of self-doubt that leads you up the staircase to your goals. Do people even care about me? Laying in bed thinking about that before you go to sleep. It's not what we want. We don't want some addiction to your phone to where you're just completely tied to every single like, view, follow you get. All right, laying the foundation in your mind, tracking goals that actually matter, becoming less outcome-based focused and more process-based focused, setting ourselves up for consistency and overcoming any fear, any shadow that we still have in our mind. Maybe it's the fear of the perfectionism kind of thing, or fear of procrastination, or fear of being seen, fear of taking up space even, A lot of these things play a big role in these artists, and they can make a big difference once they're eliminated. Visibility engine, the next one up. This is where we do content integration. This is where it gets a little bit more nitty gritty, where we talk about systems and actual theory about content. Making videos is something that happens on autopilot at this point because you're actually integrated with your daily schedule. Sorry, I need some water. Finding a format that feels like you and less of a burden. Systemizing your approach to make it flow effortlessly. And last but not least, understanding how to make content schedule that doesn't lead to burnout. You're not setting yourself up with 3 or 4 posts a day and trying to hold yourself to a standard that you're not even at yet. That's not healthy. The art of marketing art is inside the visibility engine. Marketing is making people care about something that you care about. Literally what we're trying to do with our art. Knowing your ideal viewer, seeing what they like to do, what do they wear, what clothes, like what shops do they go to? Do they smoke? What kind of food do they like? What's their name? How old are they? All these different little things are going to lead you into understanding who you're really making this content for, because if it's not for them, who is it for? If no one's able to feel seen in your content, then what is it for? It's not going to get shown to anybody of any value that's going to help you in your business. Marketing what you do in a way that doesn't feel forced. Like I said, connecting deeper on your content rather than just trends. Kind of sick of trends. Trends have their place, and sure, we need to implement them because they're a big top of funnel. They bring a lot of new people to your stuff. But there's a lot of things that can go wrong with trends if you do them too often. Setting up levers to pull inside your business to make selling so much easier. Finding ways to DM set and get people able to like go through your funnel a little bit more effectively. Maybe there's all these different things that any artist business could have, a print shop or any sort of website, but trying to find the levers to pull that makes your business flow effortlessly. Brand amplifier. Cool. Doing less and making more. I would love that. Can't go without that. More content with less effort. More sales with less pressure. Multiplying your content ideas and actually knowing how to take action. Understanding how attention works and how to use it to get what you want. Really, all this is about getting attention on your profile and understanding how that's going to relate to a sale eventually, or how to amplify the things that you're already doing, how to get more comments, how to get more shares, how to actually evoke the emotion like we were saying before. That's what goes into doing less and making more, and having systems to back you up so that you don't have to really put too much thought into a video if you're not feeling it that day. You can just toss a video up there that, took you a lot less effort, but it actually it looks effort. It looks like it has a lot of effort, but really you just have really good systems. Using your generated momentum, create your own waves. Don't do trends, make them at this point. We're at the point where, we're a couple months down the road. You're going to utilize the 7-11-4 rule to sell more things in your business. What that is a Google statistic: 7 different watch hours, 11 touch points, and 4 different platforms. 7 different watch hours is the average time it takes someone to buy something from you. And if you're trying to get them to get to 7 hours of watch time on your videos with 30-second reels, it's going to take them about 850 reels to watch. And how many people in your page do you think have actually watched 850 reels? So we're going to be utilizing our stories. We're going to be going through and creating a stream of consciousness throughout our day. So it feels like we're actually connecting to people a lot faster. And we're going to start on YouTube like we are here so that we can actually steepen the relationship with the people so they can actually buy something eventually, because that's the ultimate goal, is to build your business and, full-time artist vibes. Build your own leverage. That's what we're doing. We're every time I post a video, I consider it like a little tiny person, little tiny minion that works without me even having to do anything. All I do is go to bed, and there's thousands of me talking to people on my phone. And when I wake up to comments, likes, all these different things. So you kind of want to you're cloning yourself when you make a video. So you're building your own leverage to make yourself have multiple spokespeople as you make these videos. All right, the identity first approach is designed to maximize your reach in your content and scale your art business organically. My clients have proven how effective the identity first approach has been to gain their confidence, and they will not stop talking about it. Find larger audiences and build a stronger collector base. After Caroline got her first 2,000 followers, she was already selling $2,000 paintings. It's crazy. The power of having a brand and having people actually see the things you're doing and the process behind it is huge. One thing I want you to really remind yourself of is that the identity first approach works for everyone. There's no special cases to this. It works for everyone. Doesn't matter if you have limiting beliefs. Doesn't matter if you're afraid to be on camera. Doesn't matter if your art style is something that maybe people aren't too keen to, or maybe it's my art style is really hard to film the process of. Doesn't matter. There's no special cases. If you follow directions and you actually post the way I want you to, it'll work for you. Now that you understand how this process works, I do have an offer for you. If you struggle with consistency, lack direction in your brand, and you're tired of not selling enough in your business, and you're also ready to make content that people actually see, excited to become the best version of yourself, and dedicated to seeing change in your business, this is for you. If you're ready to build your first 10K followers and develop into your new creative identity, all while building your art business in public, this is for you. And I was nothing special. I spent 10 years in pain trying to grow something of my art and get it to the right people. And now that I have done that, I realize that I'm able to help people in a massive way to market themselves and promote their personal brand and digital resume online, which is insane. It's one of the highest valued things right now. And if you work on it early, I think we're still very, very early to this. It might not feel that way because we're so inundated online, but this is something that has just started within the first, like 2023. People weren't talking about personal brands in COVID times. They just started talking about it in the last 2 years or so. So you're still early and it's still time for you. If you want to work with me in the Academy 101, I do have a link in the bio so we can set that up. And I'm excited to see more from you and use the identity first approach to actually see some improvement in your content and inside your business. There's a link in the bottom of this video.